So I had a launch of a group program recently that didn't sell anything. And it was funny because on the day that the door closed, like as in like all the signups were done, or I was not letting in new signups because the program was going to start on the next day. Instead of feeling like disappointed or like sad about it, I my dominant feeling was that of relief and happiness and excitement that I wouldn't have to spend the next morning performing like a live program. And it was such an insightful experience because I did this group program. I did like a 2 week launch period. I was like posting videos every day, talking about it, inviting people into it, applying what I had learned from different business programs, sales programs, etc., interacting with people in the DMs. Like, just doing all of the things, and it still didn't work. And it was just so funny to feel that sense of relief because as soon as that relief hit, it like dawned on me, it clicked that I had been operating in a way that I didn't actually want to be operating in. I was operating in a way that was still coming from outer shoulds. If you've haven't seen that video yet, I made a video recently, inner shoulds versus outer shoulds. Go check that out to get more context about what I mean by an outer should. But to summarize it, an outer should is different than an inner should. An inner should is something that comes from, it's like something that you know you're meant to do, but it's coming from within. The desire, it's coming from a stream of desire. And an outer should is something that you think you should do in order to get somewhere. It's like that is more of a mental thing. It's in your mental plane, like it's coming from somewhere outside of you. Often it's coming from things that you've seen others do and you feel like you should do the same thing. It's like a different frequency essentially. So your inner shoulds are what are connected to your golden age timeline, as in the best possible version of your reality. And in the moment that I felt relief about the launch and I was actually really happy that nobody had signed up, I realized that this whole time I was acting from an outer should. Like I entered into the coaching industry in 2020 and I had hired a few mentors and things like that. And early on, I had for some reason developed this belief, I guess, that my pathway needed to follow what my mentor's pathway was, or what most of the mentors that I had seen or learned from, what their pathway was. And I got it in my head that I need to do a live group program in order to be a successful coach, in order to make proper money from this career path. And so I tried launching one in 2021, in late 2021, and it was called Goddess Initiation. And that got kind of stuck before I even really like did the launch period because I like announced it, but then I kind of shrunk back down and I didn't complete the launch and I didn't talk about it past like day 1 or 2. Like I just didn't really put any real effort into talking about the program, or like the program itself, like I was very excited about, like the very inspired by the energy of the program, the transformation it was going to lead people through. But somewhere along the way, like I shrunk and I was like, oh my god, no one signed up like immediately. So I was like, this, I can't do this. So I like stopped, but I never closed that loop back in 2021. So for the following years, this is now 2025, I had this open loop of like, oh my gosh, like I never ended up launching that group program that I'm supposed to launch, that I need to launch to be like a successful coach, to start making money from my gifts and my wisdom. And so I launched another time. So, okay, no. So, and then in the spring, it came up again. And I was like, okay, live group program, let's go, let's launch it. So this time, I launched it and I did go further ahead with like, I had one person in the program, but that was a gifted space that I gave to one of my friends because I felt that her wisdom would be very beneficial to other people who potentially joined the program. So I'd invited her in. And in that launch, I also didn't really put in a launch strategy. I didn't really really try promoting or marketing this program. I kind of just mentioned it here and there, and then obviously no one signed up. But this time I did go ahead and did like the full 8 weeks, meeting every week. Like my friend Josie was with me that I had invited in. So she became like the recipient of the course, and I showed up every week and I delivered it and I did the whole thing. And it was a really great practice for me, and it helped me kind of step more into my teacher role, like the identity of like, no, I do have things to teach and share. And so that was great. But then I still knew that I had not checked all the boxes that in my head I felt I should be checking off, like doing the launch strategy and really like not going hard, but like, you know what I mean? Like really like talking and marketing about my course, things like that. So again, it was still an open loop even though I had launched it. And so this time, so this was, you guys have, if you've watched like a few of my YouTube videos from even last week, it's like I was promoting it at the end of the YouTube videos, and I was promoting it on Reels, and I had this whole plan that I had set up before I even started talking about it. And again, like all of these programs, like I'm excited about, right? And I think that's where the confusion came in from, because I'm like, I'm excited about this topic. Like I'm excited about this transformation journey. I'm excited about this. And so this time I like really went all in. I checked I made sure to check all the boxes so that I could close this loop once and for all. And even then it didn't work. And so coming out on the other side, like I really stuck with it though. I didn't give up hope. I didn't really like abandon the launch this time. Midway through, I was like, it was a 2-week set period in the launch plan, and I followed through on it. I showed myself that I'm capable of following through on it, and then I just didn't get any results. And so feeling the relief, it just like gave me the clarity, this like clarity that I didn't have for so many years. So like I said, this loop kind of opened itself up in 2020. That's like 5 years ago. And it just closed out now. And the whole purpose of this loop was to teach me this lesson of I'm not meant to do things simply because I've seen other people do it in that way. Like the reason that I was feeling relief in the fact that nobody joined was because I didn't actually want to host a live group program. You know, like maybe I was excited about the transformation pathway, and maybe I was excited about like the results that I would get the people, and maybe I was excited about, you know, connecting with people on these topics, and obviously excited about like receiving compensation for my wisdom and my teachings and stuff. But when it came down to the actual delivery, like the day-to-day experience of running this course, I was not excited about that. I felt like stress about when I thought about like showing up live on a Zoom call and then trying to transmit everything that I had like prepared and written down for the course, and like making like I felt stress about my ability to deliver that in the way that I wanted to deliver it live in front of others. And something that has been so clear to me for so long, and like the reason why I love making YouTube videos is because I have a lot of open, like if you're into human design, you'll understand this languaging, but I have a lot of open centers. But if you're not into human design, essentially what I mean by that is I absorb other people's energies very easily, and I am like other people's energy really affects me and the way that I express. And I used to think this was a really bad thing because I'm like, no, like I need to be solid, and like everyone else, like all these other people, like I need to not take on these people's energy. But it's like over time I've realized that that's part of my gift. You know, being able to like take on someone else's energy and really feel what they're feeling and really be able to read them at the level of depth that I can by taking on their energy into my open centers, I can really meet people where they're at. Okay. So this is a great gift, like really being able to meet someone where they're at, like when I'm doing one-on-one work, coaching, etc., or even in my groups, right? Like my memberships. This is very helpful because I often get the feedback like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know exactly what to say? Or it's like, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Or like, wow, you really, I feel like you're someone who really understands me in a way that other people don't. So there's so many positives to this. But when it comes to transmitting information, to teaching something, this gift can hinder the value of my work, because with these YouTube videos, I don't have any external energetic interference affecting what I'm talking about, what's coming through, how I'm saying it, etc. Conversely, if I'm on a live stream, or if you're like watching this live, and I can feel the energetic feedback. Okay, and that energetic feedback affects the way, like, what comes out of my mouth, essentially, because it's not like I'm scripted, right? I just have a topic, I hit record, and I start speaking, and I let the words come through as they're meant to come through. So anytime that anyone else's energy is present, my words and like the way that the information and the frequency basically comes through, it is modified to fit the person who is receiving me in that moment. So if you're on a live stream with me, or you're watching me talk in a live group setting, it's like the way my things are coming through, they come through in a way that will meet you where you are. So the reason this is an issue for my teaching purposes is because a lot of like, often, like, I will find that when I try to, okay, when I have the original idea of what I want to talk about, right? When I'm trying to transmit it with other people there, and I mean, it's not like other people who are into this, especially if like I'm trying to teach it to people who are like more introductory to this type of work or this type of frequency, let's say, I will notice myself diluting my teachings in order to help people be where they're at, or help people understand it where they're at, and that is fine in like intimate settings, and that's actually useful in intimate settings. But when it comes to trying to transmit information, or transmit codes, like transmit like wisdom that I've gained over my life, like that is so uniquely coming through me, that can be an issue, because instead of transmitting that information in its full potency and power, it will come out diluted, and then it won't hit as much, and like the way that I'm supposed to do this is to kind of put it out in its full potency, and then whoever's on the other side, like as you're watching this video, you'll receive what you're meant to receive. Some things you might not like you might be like, oh, that really resonates. Other things I say might not resonate. Some things you might not even understand what I'm talking about, or you might not have the context, or some things you're like, oh, I really resonate with this. Sometimes you might even be watching my videos and you don't even quite know exactly why you're watching, because it doesn't seem like it's relevant to you right now, but there's something within you that's drawing you forward into my videos. So it's like I'm meant to kind of share and express in full potency with teaching contexts, like when I have something to share, when I have wisdom to share. And then it's when I have wisdom to share that I need to put out into the world, I am not meant to hold the responsibility of morphing it and twisting it around, or like diluting it so that it's more digestible. I'm just meant to share. Okay, and how it lands on your side, that is not my responsibility. In the case of coaching or my memberships or whatever, this is a different dynamic. Like in that point, it is part of my responsibility to ensure that you are receiving what you came into that space for. But for these, like where I'm like transmitting to the masses, I'm just meant to express fully, and you're meant to receive what you're meant to receive. Whether it's good, whether it feels good, whether it feels bad, whatever it is. So going back to the live group program with my teaching, it's a teaching context again. It's like this whole time I've been like faulting myself for not wanting to teach things live at least not at this point in my life. I can see maybe in the future as I get more strong in my center and like my signal basically gets stronger and I learn how to hold it like more fully, I can see myself teaching live or like doing like public speaking things. But right now, for where I'm at, launching a live group program is not the way that I meant to go, you know? And right now, so I don't know what, I think right now it's just like I'm just meant to keep posting these YouTube videos and really like attracting my people to me. But doing a live group program is not for me right now because I'm not meant to, like, it's not even gonna hit, basically. The way that I won't even be fully happy if there were people that signed up and I delivered the course, I would probably be more happy delivering that course in pre-recorded format than what would come out if I did it live, because I feel like I would be somewhat diluting it to meet people where they're at. So anyway, so all of that to say, it's like this whole loop essentially has been such a great lesson for me in, again, trusting myself. Look at yesterday's video called You Unlock Your Wealth by Trusting Yourself, or something like that. Your pathway of wealth gets unlocked when you unlock self-trust. But trusting myself has been the lesson here, that there's a reason why I felt relief. There was a reason why I was feeling resistance to doing group coaching, to launching the program, why it felt like kind of like an uphill battle launching this program. Not because I wasn't passionate about what I'm talking about, and not because I wasn't passionate about the program itself and I wasn't excited to deliver it, but I just was not excited about the format that I thought I had to be delivering it in based on what I've seen other people doing. And I guess the message for today's video is pay attention to resistance. There's a lot of people out there that preach that it's meant to feel hard. It's meant to feel like you're meant to feel the resistance. It's meant to feel like an uphill battle. And I have experimented with that philosophy. And because so many people say it, I find myself like falling back into believing in that over and over again. But every time I get spit back out of that philosophy, because I try it, I apply it to my life, and it just doesn't stick and it just doesn't work. And it just doesn't get me to where I need to be. And so the point of this video is like, let it be, let yourself go with the flow. Like, trust that the flow of ease is your flow, is what you're meant to be doing. Trust that the resistance is showing up kind of as a sign that you're going the wrong way. You know, like when you're playing Mario Kart and you like accidentally start going the wrong way and like a sign comes up and it's like, you're going the wrong way. What if we saw resistance as that? You know, because what if it is meant to feel easy? And I know, again, like as I say this, it feels like, no, but like everyone says that it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like it's supposed to feel like you're supposed to feel afraid and it's supposed to feel hard and all this. There's so many people that say that message. And maybe that's true for them, and maybe that's true for some people. Maybe it's even true for you. But for me, every time I try to apply that philosophy, it just does not work. And so I'm going to now move forward with allowing it to be easy. And of course, there's going to be moments where, like even on my path of ease, like there's a distinction here that wants to be made. I feel like we need different words, but we just don't have access to different words. Like there's a difference in resistance. Like there's a difference when you know you're going the wrong way versus when you are just like kind of afraid to do something because, I don't know, it's uncomfortable. So like, for example, the resistance and like the uphill battle vibe that I felt when I was launching Liberated the whole time, and it felt kind of like hard, you know? That felt different than this morning when I knew that I meant to go get my address changed, and it was just like kind of annoying because I had to like walk there, and it was like I was feeling resistance to doing that, but the way that the resistance felt in the body is very different. It's like two different things. Like going to get the address changed today was not an uphill battle, you know? It's like something that I knew I was meant to do. I was probably feeling uncomfortable about it just because I had to like walk there or whatever. But it wasn't the same. It didn't feel hard or like an uphill battle in the way that launching this course was. Same with these YouTube videos, right? Like I might feel resistance like before I hit record of like, oh, like I have to go sit down, I have to come up with a topic, like, but it doesn't feel like an uphill battle. It feels like it's different. Do you know what I mean? It's different. And it feels like recording these YouTube videos is my path of alignment. Like when you're doing something, when it's aligned, even when it's uncomfortable, it feels different than when you're doing something that's unaligned and that feels uncomfortable. Like when you're going the wrong way, that feels different. I think over time I'll have better language to explain this distinction, but for now, I'm going to leave it at that and really start to think about this more and how to create this distinction, because this has been so prevalent in my life as like the way that I navigate through life. Because of course, like to say like follow ease and it doesn't have to be hard, that can be misconstrued, because it is true, like your path of alignment will also challenge you, and it will force you to expand, and it will force you to kind of shift out of your comfort zone as well. But at the same time, it shouldn't feel like an uphill battle. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching today's video. Links to by both of my memberships are in the description and in the comments. I have the Cocoon membership and I have the Golden Age Frequency membership. These two are for people in different places in their life. Go with the one that you feel resonant with. Go explore that one, because when I say Cocoon or when I say Golden Age Frequency or Golden Age Accelerator, if you're meant to be in either one of those spaces, you'll feel it from within. So links are in the description, and I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. You've been through so much and you're still going and you're still growing and you're doing amazing, and life is just getting better from here on out. Thank you for watching. Bye.